Hello and welcome to GlennzB TV for Monday, the show that puts GlennzB up, bringing New Zealand to the world, and the world to New Zealand. Now, Netflix and Lightbox and other streaming services like this are in the government's firing line. They want them to follow the same classification rules as normal television that nobody watches anymore. With regards to, is this M? Is it R? Is it naughty? Is it violent? Is it sexual? And I thought this was a dumb idea because I'm not a big fan of any kind of censorship, and really I let my kids watch anything, always have. I mean, one of them is a complete monster as a result of that. One of them turned out alright. So, 50% success rate with that sort of liberal viewing philosophy. But anyway, unfortunately what keeps happening is I'll be watching something and then my youngest will come in, and then the domestic manager will come in just as something really violent and graphic happens that I wasn't expecting to happen. And so, classic case the other day, I'm watching Mr. Robot, latest episode of Mr. Robot. Mr. Robot is a program about computer hacking. So there's usually not a lot of blood and guts and gore on Mr. Robot, to be fair. And monster number 2 literally just came in to sit down and eat something, wasn't even really watching it, and then at the precise moment that the domestic manager walks in, suddenly somebody is being beaten up in an alley, and then somebody else comes along and slices everybody up, and there's blood flying everybody, and he actually sticks a sharp knife up a man's bottom. And I wasn't expect that. I couldn't have predicted that. Great show, though. I've got some great top level of flag advice for Lisa Carrington. She's the flag bearer at the closing ceremony. Every time we hear these stories about who the flag bearer is going to be at opening and closing ceremonies, for some reason, we always ask them if they got any advice from former flag bearers. What kind of advice? Like, don't they just have to carry the flag? What's sort of advice? Which way round? Like, are they waiting for somebody to say, the flappy end, don't hold that end. Try and grab hold of the non-flappy end and just keep holding it. And then let the flappy end do its... I don't know why they need advice. And especially somebody like Lisa Carrington, who's used to holding something that basic shape. I think it'll just come natural. Just go with your instincts. It was the newsroom road trip over the weekend. I don't want to divulge too many details of exactly what happened, but I will say I was alarmed to see on Saturday night, not that late in the night, in Tauranga, nothing was open. Except for one bar where there was live music coming out of so we were drawn to that bar, and when we arrived there, everybody was a pirate. Now, I'm not even saying that they were dressed as pirates, because the costumes were so good that they appeared to be actual real pirates. The band were pirates, the waiting staff were pirates, the customers on the dance floor and at the bar were pirates. They were serving pirate punch. There were a set of stocks out the front. It was... I don't even know now whether it really happened. I feel like it happened, but now that I hear myself say it out, it's very strange, but kudos to Tauranga. Now, I tell you what sounds like a problem, and I didn't... Did you know that Te Papa had closed because their sprinkler system went off and flooded the place? Now, for those of you not familiar with what Te Papa is, it's our national museum, and there are priceless artefacts and works of art there. No word of any damage to any of those. But they had to close it for several days due to a flood. I guess the pub is more waterproof than I thought. There is a big waka there, so maybe they just quickly shoved everything in the waka and kept it afloat. I don't know. And finally, flammable objects. Keep them away from your heater. A Timaru fire is acting as a warning to others to make sure they have working smoke alarms throughout a property. Now, I'm reading this word for word because I thought this was a bit strange, sort of slightly strangely written. GlennZB, are you criticising the News Talk ZB newsroom again? Maybe. A fire broke out just before 6 a.m. yesterday in the sleep out after the heater set fire to a nearby object. A 21-year-old woman has been transferred to Middlemore Hospital with serious burns while a 21-year-old man has minor injuries. Brigade Senior Station Officer Gary Parker says there were working smoke alarms in the house but not in the sleep out. He also says it's important to keep people... it's important people keep their heater at least 1 metre away from any objects. I want to know more. What kind of object? You can't just say it set fire to a nearby object. I want to know. I need to know. It's driving me crazy. Hey, thanks for having me at your Periscope. I will see you back here again tomorrow. Can you tell me what the object was, if anybody knows?